as you read by the title, this is my labor and delivery vlog, my second C-section at 39 weeks with nesting and postpartum, the real, raw, and uncut. So let's get into it. So before we get started, I just want to let y'all know. This was my second C-section. I don't know if I explained my first birthing story, which I think it is on there, but I didn't go into depths about it because it's stuff that I end up finding out like 1-2 years later by reading my notes that wasn't in there. And that was in my doctor notes for my first C-section. It wasn't in my doctor notes at first. So a couple years after, I end up reading it more, and I'm like, that wasn't in there prior to when I was there. So it's like after the first few days even leaving. So it's like, dang. So I'm going to be telling that first on my first baby, and then I'm going to get into my second labor and delivery this time. So I'm just going to get it real raw and, get it real uncut. I'm going to take my glasses for this, y'all. Or I'm going to keep them on. So I don't know. I'm going to take them off because, y'all, them glasses be big on me. So for my first baby, Demir, he's 3 right now. He'll be 4 up in October. When I first had him, I had him at 40 weeks and 2 days. I went over 2 days. I was supposed to have him October the 6th, but I ended up having him October the 8th. And yeah, and that was at 12:58 in the morning. So yeah, when I had him, we ended up having complications to where I had to get oxygen, and he came out not breathing, and he got stuck. His head and his shoulder had ended up getting stuck. Cause after, it was like a year, they wasn't like, when I had my doctor and my prenatal visits, everything my doctor was supposed to do, he didn't do. He didn't check my pelvic area, and I have a small pelvic. So I don't have a small pelvic. I have an abnormal pelvic. I end up finding that out years later, not even years later, last year is when they told me. They were like, well, they didn't tell you. I'm like, no, they didn't tell me that. So I have an abnormal pelvic to where I cannot push out kids. So that's why I keep having to have C-sections if I continue to have kids. But so yeah, I have an abnormal pelvic, and my doctor, he wasn't checking my pelvic at that time. And he was supposed to. And so when I went in, it was like I had 3 student nurses, and they were basically like, when I went in, bro, I was in labor for so long. Okay, so I went in October 6th on my, due date. I did a little tab of castor oil. But when I went in, I was situated cool. I was like the next day on the 7th, I think my water broke. I had just literally stepped out to get out of bed, and then it broke right there, literally. Didn't even take another step. Then after that, they ended up giving me some epidural. I was bouncing on the ball because, I wasn't, dilated that much. Then it ended up coming to it was getting real hectic. My blood pressure was elevating, baby heart rate was dropping. 3 student nurses up in there being real hectic. Up there are you scared for the C-section? I'm like, no. I want the baby out of me. I'm hurting. I'm hurting. And then it's I'm getting hot. I'm getting sweaty. So it's if that doctor didn't come, then yeah. And mind you, the man made me wait because he was in another surgery. So the student nurses were just looking confused as if they didn't know what to do. And I didn't even know I was going to have student nurses. That's the crazy thing. So it's where the real nurse is at. Real nurse come, and she keep on dipping out. So it's okay, you keep taking the chart to him, and he doing other stuff. I understand that, but it's these 3 student nurses right here, they was aggravating me. And it was you're not really keeping me calm. You really asking crazy questions, stupid questions, really. It's really I'm not scared for no C-section. I had to have an emergency C-section. So when he do come, I go back there. My baby daddy mom ended up going back there with me. He was end up when he went home to go take a shower. We told him to pack a bag. When he went home to go take a shower, I ended up going in. So he ended up coming, before I ended up going back, but she was already, in the suit. So yeah. So when I went back there, they doing all that other stuff. And when they first put the medicine, I'm uneasy actually. When they first put the medicine in me, because you laying back as a T, you like this. So when they put that medicine in me, I got groggy. I threw up. I said I got to throw up. Then I slurred to the side, threw up. His mom was kissing my head and stuff. Hi, Demir. His mom was kissing my head and stuff. And then after that, it was like, you ate your orange? No, So after that, they were like, tugging on me, and I was like, not because I can feel it, but because it's like, okay, my body and y'all like, So still, for Demir, his head got stuck in his shoulder, so the doctor had, excuse me, this gets a little bit graphic, but the doctor had to stick a girl nurse had to stick her hand up my vagina as the doctor pulled Demir from my stomach, I think. I don't know, but I know that's how it went. So I also had to have a C-section because they had to make another cut. And because of that, that's why they was like, you can't have a VBAC, because some people can. So yeah, as they did that, Demir ended up coming out not breathing, and as I turned my head like this, I can see him, and they did CPR. They ended up giving him breathing, and I was, freaking out, crying and stuff. And once I saw that they got him back breathing, I was just like, I overheard them say like, she's losing too much blood. So for me, it's like, okay, I don't want to die alive, so I don't die in my sleep. So that's how I don't know, I just took it, because like I lost a lot of blood. I have, like with my C-section that just happened with Davian, I had acute blood loss anemia. I had acute blood loss anemia, and I had the same with Demir. And yeah, that's why I had to keep on taking my iron pills and prenatals and stuff to get my red blood cell count back up, But yeah, so as I said that, the anesthesia lady had put me back to sleep. I did not know that she couldn't put me back to sleep, so do not blame me. So yeah, because my friend's like, why would you let them they ain't supposed to put you to sleep and you was woke the whole time. They not supposed to do that. And I'm like, well, I didn't know that. So that's how that was. And due to me losing a lot of blood, I had to be back on oxygen. I had went to the recovery room. I think I was back there for 2 hours, and then they took me to go see Demir. I went to go see Demir. They put me in my room, and I was up and walking. I thought, because they said once you up and walking and stuff, you get to go home early. But that was the case because I had to stay there for a week due to me losing a lot of blood. So that I had to be on oxygen, and they want to, look over Demir too. So yeah, and after that, the C-section delivery, it was a lot like that I didn't know that I know now. And it's crazy to me because what was in them notes prior to me leaving, it wasn't in them notes as of today. Everything that's in them notes today is different. And yes, I noticed that. He even had my doctor that did my surgery. When I was losing a lot of blood, he had another doctor end up closing me up because he also thought that when he got my baby out that he had cut him. So he's like, you really just kept quiet and you just moved along, and I don't like that. It's very unprofessional of you. So he had somebody else close me up. Whole time that was my baby birthmark on his face. Yeah, so birthmark in his face with beauty moles in the inside. So yeah, hold on, I'm finna get my baby. So as I was saying, the next day when I was, in my room, and the next morning basically, the doctor that had closed me up came in. He came in and told me all the difficulties with the T incision, the hem, and what everything went on. And to me, I just thought it was unprofessional because my doctor did not come in and see me after that. He did not come see me at all. So we're gonna skip to Davian, me being pregnant with Davian. My pregnancy with Davian was very good. I'm gonna go back. With Mira, I also had postpartum. I'm gonna be talking about that too. So with me, I had postpartum for like a month or two, and I sit in the room by myself in the dark, and I would not eat. But his family ended up getting me out of that. But yeah, hop to like when I was pregnant with Davian. This pregnancy was better. I was more eating. I got bigger. I kept some of my, pregnancy weight. I didn't do that with Demir. I just hopped right back with Demir. So with Davian, I was going to my prenatal visits, and close to my due date, they thought I was gonna keep the same doctor that did my surgery with Demir. I didn't. I been said I wanted to change and to get a girl doctor, and I'm glad they gave me a girl doctor. So the doctor, I'm not gonna say his name, but the one that did my stuff, we're gonna call him Noodle. So Noodle, one day I'm in my visit, and all the midwives come in and they said the doctor will be in. Usually when I go to my prenatal visits, they'll say the doctor name that's what I'm going to be seeing. So, the doctor come in, and doctor didn't say his name. He just said, "Oh, you this many weeks, da 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 da." Get into it. Do I have any questions? Whoop whoop. Didn't go. Check my heartbeat, all that other type of stuff, and leave out. So, whole time I'm just wondering, like, who was that? Who was that? Even on the little note thing, it's like I don't see who it is. I'm like, why they keeping the doctor a secret? I get the text to my phone that is Dr. Noodle. Dr. Noodle, you think you finna be my doctor? You think you finna do surgery on me? I think not. You're not. And it's crazy because that was real rude. I don't know. That was real weird and real rude of you to not come up in here and accept, because you knew I was going to say something about that. But it's okay. You can stay over there. Ooh. So you can stay over there. So anyways, you guys. Demir, what you doing, babe? Oh, okay. So I'll be happy to check on him. So yeah, y'all. So after that, I ended up telling that girl the next prenatal visit, like, I ended up telling her what happened, and she was the one. She was young and she was so pretty and she knew her stuff. I loved her. She gave me all the information that happened with my first C-section that I did not know of, that I read exactly in my notes, because I told her, I said I was wondering what this stuff was, because everything that's in there now wasn't in there those 3 days after me leaving the hospital. Or I don't like that. Like, it gets secretive. And they was saying basically, like, it was a lot of people that say Dr. Noodle, he got a lot of lawsuits. I'm just glad nothing bad happened with me and my baby, other than the fact he made us wait. It could have been. So I'm thank God, and I'm grateful for both of us. He had his hands over me and my baby. Thank you, Jesus. But anyways, y'all, so yeah, she told me about that, and then I got this new doctor, lovely midwife also, and they was telling me about the new doctor. So they giving me my little insured drinks, you know, that you supposed to do, because I never did this before. My first surgery was an emergency, so I never had the insured drinks, and after the shower, you wipe yourself down from that, all that type stuff. So I couldn't even do it anyway, because he came early. So, Demir, what are you doing? Oh, we're gonna hop into when I went into labor. So, guys, my due date was September the 24th, but you know, if you're having a scheduled C-section, you're gonna have them a week before. So it was September 17th. He came September 16th, which is a Monday, September 16th, 2024. So that Thursday, if you're gonna look at the calendar, that Thursday prior to that Monday, I was laboring since. I was nesting. I was cleaning my house. Since from Thursday to me going in, I was nesting. I cleaned my house. I did my baby room, I think, or I did my room. I think I moved my room around first when my baby daddy had helped me, and he really moved it. I didn't really do nothing. So I really was just like organized clothes and stuff. So he moved it around, and I'm up, you know, helping with the little stuff that I can't help with. Then I end up moving my baby and my toddler room in Demir's room around. And with them, I end up putting together his pack and play. I end up putting the clubs up in the cubicle thing. If you go to my TikTok, PYT_NI3As with the number 3, then you're gonna see what I'm talking about. I did the cubicle thing, put my baby toys up, all that. We did a lot that day. And then after that, the next day after that, I ended up doing washing all the bottles, washing all the clothes, stuff like that. Well, I washed the clothes prior to that day. And then put them up in the cubicles. I was cleaning the bottles. After I cleaned the bottles, I made my hospital bag video. When I made my hospital bag video, a couple hours after that, it was on and rocking. I was making my hospital bag. I was making a baby hospital bag. But then I was making my hospital bag recording me. I'm flying back and forth like, okay, y'all, had to go to the hospital. I called my baby daddy. Mama, she let her know to wake him up. She woke him up. I was on my way there. I left my house, knocked on my neighbor's door. I had 5 bags with me. They helped load them with my car. They was like, you want me to go with you? I was like, no. My neighbors was like, did I need help? And I'm like, nah, I don't need help. Going. Well, I needed help with the bags, but I didn't need help with them coming with me. So they helped me with the bags in the car. And I drove to my baby daddy mom's house. And then I also notified my doula, and she ended up, coming and meeting us there. So I drove to the mom's house. He came out with my son, Demir, even though he wouldn't be able to stay for real. They end up coming out. He was like, you want me to drive? I'm like, no, because when I drive, it seems like I don't have contractions. So once we got to the hospital, they ended up seeing like the state I was in and basically noticing I was in labor, and they took us up to the top floor. The top floor. Oh, to the top floor, hey. Oh. But yeah, so they took us up to the top floor. And the nurse took us to the room. As we in the room, I get changed into my gown. After I get changed into my gown, I'm just swaying and stuff like that. Keep going to the bathroom. You know how you gotta pee and really it ain't even pee. It's just little sprinkles and it just make you mad. Right, that right there make me mad. Like how a big person want a snack and it's really a little tiny circle. That make me mad. So that's what made me mad. And I kept on doing that. And then I went to go sit on the bed. After she checked me, she was like, you're 7 centimeters going on 8. Woo woo. And I'm like, oh, okay. That's nice, I guess. So my doula ended up telling me she was here. She was on her way up. As I got up, like last time when I stood up, my water broke. That exact same thing happened. So I'm on the floor in cow position, and I'm just walking back and forth. The nurse gonna say, somebody don't think you should do that. I looked up at her. She looked up at me. I advise you not to talk to me, because it feel good down here. You stay up there. So she up there telling me about all the medicines and stuff she put in my arm, and whoop, whoop, bam. Then the doctor comes in and the anesthesia lady, and they both talking to me. She one talked to me about the procedure, the other one talking to me about the anesthesia. I'm loving it both. Yup, I hear, I agree. Just give me the medicine. Just lay me down. Just take the baby out now. That's how I was feeling. Yeah, no, that's right. Because he was coming. How small he was, I think I would have been able to have him though. Not gonna lie. Yeah. But so they took me back there. Well, my doula came, and she was doing all her little things. She's like, oh my gosh, Shania, breathe. And baby, when I took that childbirthing class, and they focus on the breaths and the baby, in the time of a contraction, you can't do that. I don't care what you talking about. I don't know. You cannot do that. I couldn't do that. I'm like, we going another one. Kidding. I was just like, oh, here go another one. And I was just like, because she was telling me breathe, and I'm like, and I'm like, I can't do this. And I was like, you got no choice. I'm like, So yeah, that's how I was. But my doula was like, you was really strong. You went to 7 centimeters. She keep bragging on that. And like, y'all, I don't know if that's on a brag about or something, but yeah, that was crazy. I ain't gonna lie, because last time with me, I only went to 5, and I was like, I was on 4 going on 5, and I was like, put it in my bag, put the epi in my bag. So yeah. But yeah, so after that, they ended up taking us back. They was getting my doula and my baby, they was getting gowned up. I went to the bag. Who that in the bag? But they ended up taking me to the back, and I was ready. They put the spinal in, and baby, when them toes got the tingling and getting warm, I said, oh, Lord, it's working. Hallelujah. Thank you, Jesus. Hallelujah. Because them contractions was beating me down, okay? Beating my back down. So, yeah, I laid down. This birthing experience was very much better because my doctor, she was talking to me, and it was just so much better. Baby daddy was there. He got to see. He was really scared because what happened from the first time my doula was telling me. And my doula was there. We all giggly there, all that other type stuff. I was so happy, y'all, because I got to do, what is it called? I think the golden hour. I don't know. When you get to have the baby on your chest, I was so happy because I couldn't do that with the mirror, and that was one of my goals. So this time I had my birthing plan out too, y'all, because I had a childbirthing class, and I think every mom that's pregnant or wants to get pregnant, you should go do a childbirthing class and take a parenting class as well, because the childbirthing class and breastfeeding class is very informational. It has a lot of information that you can grasp, and I really liked it, and I wrote a lot of notes down. For my birthing plan, I wanted to do delayed cord clamps, and she granted my wishes, and I love that because I got to do it for a minute, but it was only a minute because I'm a big bleeder. And my doula was like, you bleed a lot. And I'm like, yeah, I get that. They said that last time. So they were like, because you were bleeding out all right. So basically, I only could get 1 minute of it. And I'm okay, because I'm glad I got to do that 1 minute. And then I also got to do, going on my chest. And I love it. I don't know. I'm the type of mom, I don't care about the little gooey stuff on me, because at the end of the day, he came out of me. So I don't care. I don't care about that lipomorph and no. It's very, I feel like it's very, I don't know how to explain it, but it's just like, it doesn't matter. To me, it doesn't matter. He came out of me. So, like, after that, y'all, they ended up taking him for his little test. My baby daddy and the doula went for that, Well, they didn't really go for that. They took him for his little test, and I think they did go for, I don't know. They took him for the test that you couldn't go back for, but yeah. I had a towel over my head. I'll be inserting videos too, like over here, and little pictures and stuff from when we were in the room. They ended up rolling me back, and I went in the recovery room. I think my blood pressure was up high still, because it was like 160 over something. I was looking at the screen like, okay. And one nurse was up there like she was in a panic or something. The other lady came in, took over, and got it down. I don't know what that was about. What's all that about? But okay, put me on the right track. I know that's right. So my baby daddy and my doula was up in the room with me. They was telling me, how I did good and with them. She was mostly bragging about how I made it there. How I made it for 7 centimeters and how I did good. So when I left out, I got to see my baby. And, well, yeah, I got to see him. And then they took me to my room. Then they ended up bringing him after a while. Now this time, baby, when that nurse came at night, I let them take him. But then I had let them because I was getting that nap in. With Mir, I kept, give me my baby. He can stay. Baby, this time, I was still aware, because, like, a lot of stuff that you learn and you hear about certain stuff, like, I still wasn't, like, I was telling my baby daddy, go look at her and see, go check on my baby, damn it. But, yeah. Excuse my language. But, yeah, So yeah, it was a nice little thing, because I stayed for 3 days this time. I still had to have oxygen, because, with my acute blood loss anemia, I still have to take my, prenatals and my iron pills. So yeah, during that visit, we end up getting during that hospital visit, we end up getting, the first day we end up getting, my baby pictures in. My doula ended up she couldn't give me my feet massage the first day, because I had them I think this pregnancy I got big, and I had them little boots on my legs, and they was blown up. I don't know if that's due to swelling or whatnot, or bringing them down. I don't know what all that was about. But the next day, she ended up giving me my massage on my legs and my feet. That felt so good. She ended up bringing me food. My doula brought me lamb chops. What about yours? But yeah, she bought me flowers. I had like lights around my room, like little candle lights and stuff. You really have to set the mood for how you want to be when you're in labor and when you're out of labor, or when you're in labor and when you're back in the room for, birth. So you really have to set the mood. And, having a doula there is beyond grateful and everything, because, like, even prior to when she became my doula, and, like, I say, like, almost the third trimester of my, maybe the middle, almost my third trimester of my, pregnancy. And it was a good experience. I really loved it, because you really bond with that person. And, like, my doula, my friend. So, we're real cool. And, yeah, She take our pictures. She take everybody pictures. She's known for taking pictures, and she's a photographer and stuff. So yeah, she cool. We end up growing a bond and a friendship after that. So I'm grateful for that as well. You want to keep around good people around you, especially like in your life. That she really means that's really a great. She's really a part of my birthing experience. So yeah. I'm grateful for her and everything she had came within her knowledge, good education. So yeah, y'all. She was good during. She was actually great. Like during those times, she always came, and I had questions. She answered. She even gave me her a breastfeeding lady, and she ended up being my breastfeeding lady. I ended up breastfeeding for 2 months, and that was a goal for me because when I had my firstborn, I only did it for 2 days. I ain't even gonna cap, because that hurt it. But this time, I actually gave it a go. The first month was actually breastfeeding, and it was actually breastfeeding for that first month strictly on my breast, and then I would also pump too, and my supply was great. I got 5 ounces out of each boob every 2 to 3 hour pump session, and I loved it. And then for the second month, I just strictly pumped, and then after a while, I was like, I wanted my goal to be 3 months, but it's okay with 2 months as well, because for the 2 months, I was just like, I'm gonna just end it right here. I did want to get back because I heard you can get back into breastfeeding. You have to like repump. I had tried to dry my titties out of milk, and y'all, it's when I still squeeze the muds, it's still milk. So I don't know. They just don't get engorged. I don't know if I gotta, start repumping and keep repumping in order to get that back up. But I feel like I still have a good cycle. I'll still have a good, love. But yeah, yeah, so with breastfeeding, it was frustrating. I'm not going to lie. Breastfeeding was very frustrating, especially the latching part. He has a tongue tie, so it was hard for me. And at times it did hurt. That's why I only did it breastfeeding on the breast for a month. We did end up getting thrush. I got thrush on my nipples. He got thrush in his mouth due to it because all the milk, I don't know. I forgot what my breastfeeding lady was, but it was good milestones for us through breastfeeding, and he really was gaining milk. It was I really loved how I could see the difference in him gaining weight. Breastfeeding has a lot of key nutrients that formula doesn't have, and I love that because it can help with sickness, it can help with ear infections and everything. Like, I just love that. So I might look into it, restarting, but that's also if you accept some milk too. So yeah, but breastfeeding, I say take your time with it, and if it works, it works. If it doesn't, it doesn't. If you do one day, you're still a great mom. If you do 6 months to a year, you're still a great mom. If you just can't do it, you're still a great mom. It's okay. Everyone's different. And yeah, so if you do milk, you're a great mom. It doesn't matter. So yeah. So breastfeeding for me, I feel like for me to do 2 months, I was very okay with that, and I was very happy for that I got the chance to do that. So yeah. As far as my postpartum, like when I had the mirror, how I was, it was like 1-2 months, like before I noticed I had it, I would sit in a dark room and I really wouldn't talk. It would just be me and him, and I used to take care of him and, be to myself. Then I used to break down and stuff like that. And I really wouldn't eat. That's why I was like really skinny. And with this pregnancy, I ate so much, it didn't matter. Like, oh, you made me mad? I'm eating. You did this? I'm eating. I'm happy, I'm eating. So it didn't matter. Like, I stayed happy through this pregnancy. And yeah, I gained a lot of weight through this pregnancy. For postpartum this time, I say the frustration. I was frustrated. But I feel like postpartum still goes on, whether it's after pregnancy or a couple years after, because it takes our bodies to get back to normal 2 years after having a baby. And at the end of the day, postpartum happens any day. Like, still to this day, like as of right now, I have my moments where my kids are asleep and I break down and cry. It's just like, not because things are hard, not because I don't want kids, not because all them other reasons everybody, say. It's just, you just gotta take a break and, I don't know, let out a cry. Like, I just took a break and I just let out a cry. It's days when you just feel down. It's days you feel like as a mom you're not doing your best, and you could be doing your bestest. And for your kids, they don't care about you being the best. They just see what they see, and you know, kids will love that anyways. If they're being taken good care of, they're not going to care if it's this did the better way. They're going to be care because you're their mom, and yeah, that's what you're supposed to do. So when other moms are out there and, you know, they make their post about, you know, PPD, I really don't like the people who do laugh and sit back at it, because it doesn't matter if you haven't been through it. It's just a different, like, time. Like, it's a different time and place for all that other stuff, and really you shouldn't be laughing at another woman's pain, even if it doesn't have to do with a man. It's just like everybody goes through their own things. You just don't know how hard it could be for that person. You don't know what's going on in their mind. Some people have it's where they want to harm their child, and some people have it to they just have down days and they just need a break, and that's okay. Cause what they told us up in my childbirth class, if you need a break, don't overdo yourself. Go up in, you can listen, you can lay the baby down in a bassinet, step out on the balcony, you know, while they sleep, kids sleep, step up, take a break, have your baby monitor near, you know, stuff like that. Stuff like that is okay as long as you're aware. But yeah, y'all, like, PPD is a big thing, and know the signs of PPD. And I'm also, if you need to reach out to me and talk to me, I'm a very good person to talk to. I'm always there for others, and I'm always a listening ear. I don't judge, because we all been through things, and I don't like how people gossip, be messy, or judge others based off the things they've been through. Because at the end of the day, a lot of people haven't been in everybody else's shoes, and you don't have the right to judge. You're not God. So if you need a person to talk to, I'm here. I don't think I left anything out for my birthing experience, guys, but I hope y'all enjoyed the video. I will be doing another video on breastfeeding strictly, and a whole bunch of stuff on that, and parenting tips. So I'm going to be bringing a lot of stuff to the channel within parenting, lifestyle, vlogs, traveling, beauty, and, you know, fashion, get ready with me, stuff like that, and also self-care. And yeah, that's mostly of what my page is going to consist of. I might throw some music in there here and there, because I'm going to be working on some of my songs. But thank you guys for watching. I appreciate you guys taking the time out of your day to listen. If you ever need someone to talk to, I'm here. You can hit me up through my email, and you could, you know, ask for my number, or you can hit me up on my social media, ask for my number. It's whatever you want to do. My email is up in the bio. Also, if you want to do business with me. So don't forget to follow me on my socials. And like I say, y'all, I'll see y'all later, and see you on the next video. Bye.